It is time, and my guests are about to enter the studio. Former Bomet Governor Isaac Ruto and current Senator from Narok County, Ledama Olekina. Here they come down the corridor. All right. Going to be talking Mao politics, and they are very, very much involved. So get ready for that. Start tweeting at Kwenanga Jeff at Citizen TV Kenya. Hashtag JK Live. Gentlemen. Hello. Hello. Sawa Ole. Good to see you.
Nice to see you, bro.
Chemagay.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Hey, man. How are you?
How are you, sir?
You're great.
Yeah, Ledama, you go in the corner.
Over here.
We'll get Governor over here. Kati. Welcome to the new bench, gentlemen.
Thank you. It's fantastic.
Good to see you.
Asante.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you, bro.
Under these circumstances, I mean, very, very tough circumstances. And Ledama, Senator, you're very familiar with, obviously, the Mao because it's mostly in your county. It's deep in your county and deep in your
My heart.
upbringing and your heart as well. You grew
Absolutely.
up around the Mao.
Yes, I did.
I mean, look, let's face it. Is it politicking that we're doing here? Is it all about politics, or do they sincerely want to take care of this complex forest?
If they don't want to take care of the complex forest, I do want. And I'm sure the majority of the people who depend on that water want that forest taken care of. We have got to divorce politics from it and talk reality. I know when my brother was in parliament, at some point they talked reality and then it got political because of future interest in terms of political positions. But I think if we are serious about this country, if we want this country to stand firm, we want our people to enjoy, we want to end this issue of a drought, we want to end floods which cannot be controlled, then we must protect the Mao forest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Governor, before I ask you a question real quick, Kalonzo Musyoka had once proposed you as flag bearer for NASA. You refused.
Yes.
Had you agreed, you might be in State House today.
Not necessarily.
Do you miss politics?
I refused.
Do you miss?
I refused.
Why do you refuse?
For very obvious reasons that were quite apparent at that instance. I wasn't ready to contest for the top.
You weren't ready?
I wasn't ready.
Do you miss politics?
Politics is part of life. I'm still in politics even when I'm at home.
Is the Mao politics?
No.
It is.
It's not
It's
politics.
about numbers.
There is a mixture of the two. But there is one thing that we are in agreement with about, that we must protect the environment. And that is not in doubt. The issue that is at stake currently is not about protecting the forests. The government has put in place, has clearly marked the cut line, has planted tea, like the Nyayo tea zone, the same way. And the people are living in settlement areas. If there is anyone inside the forest, that person should be removed. But beyond the cut line, if anybody has gone beyond the cut line, that should be taken
Senator,
care
you
of.
disagree.
But
You disagree with that cut
let me
line.
first finish. That cut line is there. Who placed it? Government. They also built schools. Now, if there was a mistake, why build schools? And there is one problem with the media. You like bringing in the dark forest, the real inside, and then you see some smoke. And we assume that the people are living inside there. That's not the truth. The truth is that people are living where the schools are, where the government have employed teachers. They spent 150 million shillings to build those schools last year. And this was Jubilee government. We're not talking even about the past government. It is the current government.
So why do they want to evict them now?
It's because of changing political dispensations.
What does that mean in English?
Because let me tell you, in 2013, we came together, both the URP and the TNA, to resettle. One of the key issues was we needed to resettle all the IDPs. And the government moved on with a fairly organized program to resettle. They resettled the IDPs. They even compensated those who had gone right in, and they resettled them, including Embomut, all these other places. Now, there was only one area that had remained, the southwestern Mao, and they were to put in a cut line and then remove the people who are inside the forest to go out there.
Senator, do you agree with this?
No, I totally disagree. And I'm actually disappointed with my good friend. This is my very good friend, We campaigned together.
Yes.
You're in the same party.
But I'm disappointed because of some untruth. There's nothing like a cut line. That is number one. If my dear brother here is talking about a cut line, let us talk about a cut line which was established by the group branches, the 5 group branches. And I think we have to be very, very clear here.
Yes.
Now, the entire Mao complex comprises of 23 blocks. The big blocks which are in context, the ones which we're dealing with right now, that have been heavily encroached, are 3 of them. There is the Olpusumoru section, which has never been an adjudication section. There were 4 adjudication sections which were established, which were illegal. That is number 1. There is the Masai Mao section, which has been heavily encroached. And I'm disappointed because this is a person I have a lot of respect for. And when I hear him say that when the media brings in the smoke,
Yes.
I flew in myself with citizen. We have landed on the forest. And I'm telling you, the level of encroachment is heartbreaking.
So why
Let me finish. Let me finish because
okay.
I want to finish.
Sure.
So when my dear brother here talks about a cut line, this is a cut line which is brought about by illegality. People who want to say we must live here, we must come in here. That is when politics come in place.
Yeah.
If we are talking about cut lines, we had original group branches. There were 5 of them.
Yes.
These 5 group branches were not even originally group branches. And I want to take my brother back.
Can you name
into, I will name them. There is Sission, Enegishomi, there is Reyo, there is, there are 2 more, which I'll name them right now.
Yes.
These group branches originally were not group branches. These were individuals, and they decided, you know what, let us come together and form these group branches. Some of them were as little as 50 acres. Then the illegality came in when they now said we are going to form into a group branch. They were now being extended. If anyone wants to talk about a cut line, and I want to challenge my dear brother here, I want to challenge him, if he is talking about a cut line, to go to the director of survey and go back to 1976 during the adjudication section of the Mao section. Yeah.
Governor.
I'm not talking about 1976, I'm talking about last year. What business, what was the Jubilee government doing with the cut line they established just 2 years ago? They established that cut line. We were generally all in agreement. We have no problem with that. We would have no people being brutalized if we were to respect that cut line. It was done by government, not by people. And I'm happy because he's now talking about the group ranges. He's not talking about the forest. No one is in the forest.
No, listen.
They are in the group
No, that's
lands.
not true.
The
No,
group
that's not
range
true.
lands.
That's not true. That is not true.
That
The
is,
group branches are Ngaroni.
Megenyo.
There's no Megenyo. There is Ngaroni, there is Sisian, Enegishomi, Reyo, and Osokon. Those are the 5 group branches.
We're talking about
No,
branches.
listen. No, wait.
We're not talking about forest.
He wants to change it. Let me put
which
it this
forest
way.
are we
Where
talking
is the
about?
cut line now?
The cut line is just after the group ranges. The cut line is clear. I would like you to come over and have a look.
Wait, Jeff.
Let's go to the forest.
Let me-
me, and him.
Jeff.
And we go and see
Jeff.
exactly what the government did.
Let me demystify this. What my dear brother is forgetting is that we've got the fact. He himself was arguing with the late Olentimama in parliament. May the Lord rest his soul in eternal peace. And today, if he wants to put a smile in Timama's face, he has to tell the truth. Because that time, when the task force, the Prime Minister's task force was established,
Right.
the Prime Minister stood up there and he challenged, he told the people, the big shots who had stolen a lot of land, who are now trying to create their own boundaries. He told them, let us go back. Way back in 1984, President Moi himself, initiated the eviction of people in the forest. So what exactly happened? 84 up to 86, people were removed. In 89, that is when the former president, Daniel Arap Moi, set up a presidential commission which was led by the former minister of Narok South, which was Olentutu. And the cut line then, in fact, that commission of Ntutu did not even go to Narok South. We have to demystify this thing. When you talk about the Mao forest, there's Narok South and there's Narok North. Now, people have encroached into Narok South. Those were only group branches owned by individuals.
Okay, Governor, you look like you're disagreeing with that.
Yes, he is giving us a lot of history. We are not talking about history right now. We are talking about people being brutalized, their houses being burned, children dying. We are talking about populations being evicted.
Yeah, but
this is in spite of the fact that the government actually tacitly settled them there.
Are you worried, Governor? Wait, let me ask you. Are you worried mostly because most of these people are either from Bomet or from Elgeyo Marakwet?
Let me tell you, these people are some. They are not from Bomet. They are Kipsigis. They are Maasai. They are Kisii. And some of them are even Kikuyu.
You're saying none are from Bomet?
No, I mean, what do you mean by people are from Bomet? Aren't they Kenyans?
They are Kenyans, but
what are you talking about?
You're worried.
Are you
mostly.
talking about?
You're saying it's my people.
I have been on this issue for a long time. Even him, I'm sure, what he's trying to do is to politicize the matter. Because he would rather step into the shoes of OlekinaPart. That is what he really wants to do.
Let us remain on the facts. And facts are very stubborn.
And by the way, I want to concur with him. He's my good friend. We campaigned with him.
So you think he wants to be the new Ntimama?
That's what he wants.
Can we focus on the facts?
Let me tell you, we even went to those areas when we were campaigning, and we went with him and asked them to vote for him. The same people he's now saying should now leave.
No.
That's what he's doing.
That's what he's now doing. And I know what he wants to do. He simply wants to shout loudest because he wants to be the new kingpin in Narok, Masai Narok,
Listen,
where Ntimama was. Well, I agree with him. They even look alike. So I have no problem with that.
I don't give a hoot in hell about that. Let me tell you.
Are you denying that?
Let me tell you. What I want is I want the matter to be conserved. I reminisce in the time, Jeff, and I shared this with you in the morning, when the rivers would flow naturally. Heavy rains would come. Listen, and they will not have any problems. Right now, when the heavy rains comes, there are floods all over. Right now, we cannot get any clean environment. Yes. I care about this environment. And what my dear brother is not admitting and saying is that his people, his tribesmen, are the ones who've encroached into the forest. And I want to challenge him to get a chopper. Let us go. He's a man of choppers. Yes. We can go there, me, you, and him, and you will be able to tell who is telling the truth.
Yes.
Let me tell you, when there was a guy called somebody Alan Rono. This guy is a guy who is the one who was taken recently by Murkomen to go and show the boundary. This fellow is a crook. Is a guy who was extending the group ranches. When the group ranches would get here, they would, and this is a forest, Jeff. Yeah. The guy would come and extend the group ranches. A group ranch which would be 50 acres would be extended to about 1,000 acres.
Why would he do that?
Because they wanted to create land for people. That's simple as that. The adjudication sections, it was done illegally. Jeff, the people, he knows, these are people who are named in the Prime Minister Task Force report. Everyone, including the President, Daniel Arap Moi's family, Gideon Moi, who is his friend of his. Listen.
None of those are in southwestern Mau.
We have two sections
of
Mau.
My friend here has no idea
we
about
have
the map.
No. Don't tell me I don't have an idea. I challenge you to say. Orpusumoru is one section, which is a forest. Okay? That is a part where you'll find it, whatever the name is, Kipkatich Tea Estate. Okay? Kipkatich. No, listen. It's Olengurwani, but it's part of Orpusumoru. Wait.
That has been settled. Those areas have been settled. There is no issue right now.
Where is the issue then?
The issue right now is in the 5 group ranches. Ranches.
Not true.
And the group ranches were issued to Maasai.
Not true.
And then the Maasai sold the land to so many people, including some from Kisii, came to settle in those areas. And now they are living there. These past 5 years, the Jubilee government built for them several schools, settled them, and they put in a cut line and planted tea. What was the tea for? Are you telling me that tea is now part of the plantations
so
in the forest?
Governor, let me ask you this.
Is it part of the forest? What is the tea doing?
Listen,
let me ask you
I would like him to tell me about the tea.
So why does the government want to evict them now if they built schools for them, if they built housing for them?
This is why we have got to be told. I would like to see the minister. That's why I traveled all the way. I would like to see the minister for environment and the one for internal security to tell us it is even against international law. The Rome Statute prohibits forceful eviction of populations.
And what happens in the meantime? We start suffering because the Mau is slowly being choked?
No, the Mau is the Jubilee government was about to finish In fact, they had just finished, and we had expected now no more encroachment because they have sorted out the upper side in Kuresoi, the one that borders Nakuru, and they had already sorted out even the Masai Mau, the southwestern Mau, and we went to look at it. We were in agreement with what the government, the Tunai and his government did together with the national government. In the last several years, they had several meetings, and that was generally agreed was now the final solution.
But the Senate disagrees. The Senate disagrees.
Let me put it in perspective.
Is a new kid on the block.
Hold on.
He wants to take us back to the history of 1984. In fact, when he was in Standard 1. He's now
I'm glad I'm young and you're old, so I'm much wiser now than you. Listen to me. Let me tell you something.
He wants us to go back to 1974.
Let me challenge him. You know what? My dear brother has just said something which I want to take him on. He said that the problem is the group ranches, right?
Yeah.
We know the sizes of the group ranches. I want to challenge him. Let us go back to Rayo, which was 50 acres. No. I've listened to you talk, so you need to listen to me. If he says that the problem is not in the encroachment of the forest, I want to challenge him. Let us go back to the group ranches. Let us look at the director of survey record. Let us look at the sizes of these group ranches and let us go back there.
Yes.
Each group ranch, if one group is 50 acres, let us go back to the 50 acres.
Why? What is it now?
Because what happened was that an illegality occurred.
So it is not a forest.
Listen.
It's a group ranch.
Dude.
It's not forest.
It's not a forest.
Listen, Jeff. You know what? We are not fools, and facts are very stubborn. If a group ranch was 50, this is the forest here. Okay, Jeff?
Yep.
The 50 acres, it was extended now illegally.
By who?
There's no documentation.
By who?
By the encroachers. By the
encroachers
people
where?
who came in. By your people, who are the ones who are in the forest.
It is the Maasai.
It is not the Maasai.
Allocated
let me tell you, Jeff.
And the county council of Narok are the ones who declare the place a settlement area. And that is why even the national government came to set a cut line area where the forest starts. This other area is trust land for settlement. The county council of Narok was holding it in trust for the local people.
You're saying that these
listen, Jeff,
the settlers.
Let me demystify.
He's simply saying instead of 50 acres,
it was extended to
70.
No, it is not 70. The 50 acres.
It's neither here nor there.
The 50 acres is extended illegally. To get all the way into the forest, the 50 acres become about 800 acres.
So are we arguing about the acre?
It gets into, listen. If you want to go back, what the results of the extension illegally of the group ranch is the encroachment into the forest. Because if this is where the forest is,
then
listen,
why?
If this is where the forest is, if this is where the forest is, and the group ranch is here, if you illegally extend into it, you're encroaching into the forest.
Now, look,
it's simple.
If the government sets this as the cut line,
yes,
this is the group ranch.
Yes,
he's telling me instead of 50 acres here, now it is 180. We still haven't reached the cut line.
No, but he's saying
that is not true. That is not what I'm saying.
What is this? What is this cut line for?
There is no cut line.
This other area beyond this cut line is forest. Why did the government plant tea, the Nyayo Tea Zone? What is it all about? It's about, even in Bomet itself, it is the boundary as to where you should stop. Even here, that is the case. And people settling here is a county council of Narok who settled them there. Only that they have been selling this land continuously.
Okay.
And the title deeds are there.
There is no title deed.
Now, if the title deeds were issued by a government in the early 90s or even if it was 80s, they gave out title deeds. These title deeds are in place up to now. These are group ranches. Whether they were 50 acres and then later on 100, I don't know about that.
Okay, but you're saying the Maasai sold the land?
Yes, the Maasai sold the land.
No.
These people did not just wake up,
Jeff,
and then went.
This is what these guys do. Let me break it down the way I should.
Break it down.
Okay? He marries 3 or 4 wives. He leaves one in Bomet. He takes 3 of them to the forest to become a factory for kids. That's what he does. Listen, that is how they're encroaching into the forest. It's that simple.
No,
if my dear brother here,
yes,
which the good thing about this era is that we've got history. Yeah. I want to challenge Citizen TV to go back and look at his argument when he was standing challenging the Prime Minister on the floor of the House.
Yes.
in terms of the issue
When he
of
was
where the
governor
boundary.
or when he was
Where
MP
he
for
was
Chapalungu?
MP. That is when he was MP, and that is I wish he could come back to politics.
At
and
that time,
speak
he was
in
still
that
in
time.
the US. He was in
okay,
school.
but I was still studying. Jeff, you and I started working a long time ago.
A long time ago.
So this, I just take good care of myself.
Okay,
so
Senator, back to the issue at hand.
The issues.
Do these people need to be moved? Do they have to leave now?
Absolutely. Let me tell you, Jeff, the current president, His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta,
Your friend.
he's a good friend of all of us. Listen, when he was the Minister of Finance, his first statement was like, nobody is being compensated. And the argument they were making was that when they were moving people out of Mount Kenya, no one was compensated. Now, wait. No one was compensated.
Okay.
And then later on, they calmed down because he was making a lot of noise, just like he's making now. They agreed, those the people who have 2 acres, 3 acres, 5 acres, let us figure out about how to compensate them. In fact, they even convinced the Prime Minister to agree to that. Ntimama said no compensation. And he was giving a very good analogy on what happened in Mount Kenya. So the issue here at hand is, this country is in a crisis. Our rivers are drying. This nonsense of saying, oh, these are our people, we also have to think about this country.
And this man is speaking from both sides of his mouth, or what?
That is exactly what he's doing.
I
challenge you.
I've always articulated issues of the oppressed. And you've been with me.
I have been with
Jeff,
you.
You've been with me.
But why?
You understand this
He's
issue.
trying to build a lifeline in politics because now he's out in the court.
Of course,
Listen,
of course, my
and
friend
he agrees
here.
with me.
Let me also tell you one thing that should be clear.
Yes.
He cannot speak for government. He is in the opposition. He has absolutely no idea what is happening inside the government.
Is there
he's an opposition senator.
But is there any opposition?
No,
in that place?
let him finish his line.
So he cannot pretend
Yes.
to be speaking for government.
Right.
I would like you to speak as a
You know what, Jeff? Someone told me today that don't commit to no one, only commit to people who are committed to your cause. And I want to repeat that.
Don't commit
to anyone, but only commit to people who are committed to your cause. And listen to me. This current government is committed to my cause of preserving the Mao forest. So I'm going to commit to that idea. I will stand firm.
So for this issue, you're with the government?
For this issue, I'm 100% with the government.
But you're in the opposition?
Absolutely.
So you have no idea exactly what was going on in government? You have no idea who ordered the eviction?
Listen,
you have no idea
how do you know I don't
what
know?
they are up to?
How do you know? I don't have to disclose everything. Listen, my brother, listen, let me tell you something. All I care about is one thing, okay? I care about the preservation of Mao forest. People are dying because of the drought.
No one is
arguing
against that.
And now what we need to do is this. These guys came from somewhere. They need to go back. They need to pack their bags and go. Okay? They need to go back where they came from. In fact, on the issue of compensation, you don't compensate nobody.
Do you know?
You only compensate someone who genuinely, needs to be compensated. And my idea for this government is as follows. This government is advancing now the 4 pillars of development, which one of them include building houses.
Affordable housing.
Affordable housing.
For all.
I would encourage this government, to look at a place where it cannot be either a conservation area, a water catchment area. Go take these guys there, give them free land and everything. I know there are people who are kicked out of Kibera. Let them all join. I mean, seriously.
My friend is not talking about for environment.
Why?
Because he has planted trees around his compound. But just 50 meters, they are selling charcoal. So, and he's doing nothing about the charcoal being sold at your gate.
That's a red herring matter. Listen, man, there's no charcoal being sold at my gate. Listen, I've planted over 30,000 trees in my home because I believe in conservation.
And who's that selling charcoal outside your gate?
No one. It is his tribesmen who are coming from charcoal from the Mao forest, coming selling it there. I'm telling you the truth. That's exactly what happens.
Gentlemen, let's take a break. Come back.
They are not planting trees. come to Bomet and Kiricho and see.
You know what they're doing? They are coming in and encroaching in our forest, using our forest for their economic things, and then now they make their heaven. They plant their coffee, they plant their tea.
We've got trees,
gentlemen,
like Meru.
Let's take a break. Let's take a break. Plenty more. But at the end of the day, we need a solution, gentlemen.
Yes,
we need a
solution is simple.
Because that forest, that Mao complex, the water catchment area We'll choke to
Let us,
Absolutely.
let us visit the place with
Fine.
you.
Physically,
Yes, physically.
Jeff, we can go on Friday.
on one of his choppers?
Yes,
Several.
Sky
Several.
team.
we will all chip in.
Sky team.
No. For this, we will all chip in.
You want 2 choppers?
Okay?
I can give you 2. I give you 2.
My brother, listen.
Keep
Good one.
tweeting at Ledama, at Isaac Ruto Gov, at Koinange Jeff, Citizen TV Kenya. The hashtag is JK Live. I tell you, man.
Right.
And you guys are friends?
Very good friends.
Yes, we are. But